You are welcome to the GMAT 41's mathematics class. In this class, I am going to be teaching you how to write numbers in words and in figures. But before we start this, I would really like us to have fun, okay, with some things. I know you are going to be wondering, why are we doing this? Because somehow you are very good at pronouncing such words, and you can, as in such numbers, and you can write the number in words and possibly in figure. So let's go on and have this fun, okay? I'm going to bring out some numbers, and then you are going to tell me what the number is. You pronounce it. Are you ready? So we have the first one. This number, how is it called? 2. That's correct. So you can spell it T-W-O, 2. Alright, what about this number? 9. That's good. Spelling it, you have N-I-N-E. So you've written that number in word. You have the figure, and then you pronounced it and wrote it in words. Okay. Now, these are just one digit number. Is that okay? One digit number. We have 2, we have 9. Okay, now, what about this number? How do we pronounce it? 13. Good. It's pronounced 13. 13. This is a 2-digit number. Okay, now spelling 13 is T-H-I-R-T-E-E-N. 13. So you say, as you are able to pronounce this figure, this number I gave you, the number is in figure, then you pronounced it and you were able to write it in words. Good. It's a 2-digit number. Let us look at this one. Okay, how do we pronounce this number?
99.
This is 99. Good. It's pronounced 99. This figure 99 is pronounced 99. And I'm spelling it, you have N-I-N-E-T-Y-N-I-N-E, 99. Good. I know that you have good knowledge of how to pronounce 1-digit number, how to pronounce 2-digit numbers, and of course, if you're good at spelling, you can spell these numbers in words, you can write them in words. Alright, let's move on to 3-digit numbers. Okay? So tell me, this number, how is it pronounced? This 101.
The number is called 101.
101. Good. Alright, 101. So, if you want to spell that, that's O-N-E-H-U-N-D-R-E-D, then and 1. A-N-D-O-N-E. 101. That's this 3-digit number. Okay, so look at this one. 978. How do you pronounce it?
978.
Good. This number in figure is pronounced 978. No, 978. 978. Okay. So can we spell it and say N-I-N-E, then H-U-N-D-R-E-D, and then 78, S-E-V-E-N-T-Y-E-I-G-H-T. So 978. Once again, spelled as N-I-N-E, H-U-N-D-R-E-D, A-N-D, that's and. 78, S-E-V-E-N-T-Y-E-I-G-H-T. This is absolutely wonderful. This simply tells us that we have good knowledge of 1-digit number, 2-digit numbers, 3-digit numbers. We can pronounce these numbers. We can identify them, pronounce them, and write them in words. Good. But you know that the higher you move on, when you are moving to higher classes, the greater the number you will be exposed to. that you start seeing bigger numbers. Okay, start seeing bigger numbers. The place values will be increasing. Now you would remember in our last class I told you something, that our basic place value, the foundation of place value is 100, tens and units. So dear friends, let me tell you something. Once you can be able to identify one digit number and pronounce it as well as write it, if you can identify two digit numbers, pronounce it, write it, and identify three digit numbers, pronounce it, and write these numbers in words, then you are good to go. It means that any number given to you, no matter how big the number is, you can actually write that number in words. Okay? And that is what we shall be looking at now. How to write numbers in words. But of course, it is not going to be one digit number, two digit number, a three digit number. Alright? You have grown past those numbers. 1 digit, 2, 3 digits, 100, tens and unit. You have grown past them. We are going to look at bigger numbers with higher place values. So that's the fun time. Let us now get ready for the class. How to write numbers in words. So we're going to say a number written in figure, a bigger number, and then we write it in words. Okay, now let us do this, okay? We are going to learn how to write numbers in words. We just finished a fun time with some few numbers, you know, something that you would be thinking, these numbers are too simple for me. I can pronounce one digit number, two digit numbers, even three digit numbers. In fact, I can even pronounce more than three digit numbers, maybe up to 4. Well, that's good. It's very important for you to take that fun time in pronouncing one digit number, two digit numbers, and three digit numbers. Okay, very important. You know, why it is important is that if someone has any problem in writing a number in words, no matter how big, no matter how large the number is, if someone still has a problem, alright, in writing this number in words, the reason is simple. It's because the person still has problem in identifying and pronouncing one digit number, two digit numbers, and three digit numbers. This goes to mean that once you are good with the fun time we had, you know, with those numbers, 1, 2, 3 digit numbers, then you wouldn't have any challenge in writing numbers in words and even in writing numbers in figures. Alright, so we are looking at writing numbers in words and in figures. First, we'll be starting with whole numbers, how to write whole numbers in words. After that, we'll look at how to write whole numbers in figures. And then we'll move on to how to write decimal numbers in words and in figures. Now, before we look into this question that I have on the board, there are these 2 secrets I would like you to know about. Okay? Yeah, you know, I told you that I'm going to be exposing lots of secrets, what will guide you whenever you are learning any topic in mathematics. So, one of them is this. You have to identify the place values of the digits in the number. So if I give you any number in figure and I ask you to write a number in words, it will be good for you to identify. It will be important that you know the place value of the digits in that number. Secret number 1. Secret number 2. Determine, identify, know the highest place value. Now you have identified the place values of the digits. Which one is the highest place value? It is very important for you to identify that particular one. Then once you do that, group the numbers in threes, starting from the right hand side to the left hand side. You remember in our previous class when I introduced and taught place values and standard values of whole numbers and that of decimal numbers. Okay, for the whole numbers, I told you that usually once your digit gets to 4 and above, that is, you have 4-digit numbers and more, it now becomes important for you to use comma to separate every 3 digits, counting from the right towards the left. So you're expected to be able to do that. That is secret number 2. Now let us see how we'll use this secret to answer this question we have here on the board. The first question, we are to write 374926 in words. This number is given in figure, 37496. So how do we write this number in words? Let us use the knowledge of our fun class as well as these 2 secrets to write this number in words. Come along with me, let's do this together. Now we have 374926. The first thing we are going to do is to identify the place values of the digits in this number. And of course, let's do that quickly. No time to waste there anymore. We already treated place values in our previous class. Let's go. This is units, tens, 100,000, 10,000, and 100,000. The highest place value is 100,000. That is where this 3 is under. So I will write out this place value starting with 100,000. Then I'll start reducing it down to units. This will be tens of thousand, this will be thousand, this will be hundred, tens, and units. Now let us fix these digits under their correct place value. 6 is units. 2 will come under tens. 100 we have 9. 4 is under 1,000. 7 is under 10,000. 3 is under 100,000. Now let us group these numbers into 3 digits, starting from where? The right hand side. So we go 1, 2, 3. I'm going to put a comma here. Now with this thing, you notice that this digit is already operating in thousands. So this is in thousands. In what? Thousands. Then we now have our 100, tens, and units. Now look at this. We already know how to pronounce 3-digit numbers. We did that from our fun class. And I want to believe you followed along, because we're going to do that here now. If you look at these 3 digits, 374 is already under what? 1,000. So this is in 1,000. Let me write it fully. In 1,000. Those 3 digits, 374. Now look at this. If I give you 3-digit numbers, this 374 now. If you have 374, how do you pronounce it? Forget about what you have on the board there, that there are 6 digits. Let us assume I just gave you these 3 digits, 3, 7, and 4. How do you pronounce it? That is correct, 374. Now, that's what you're going to do here. But you now have to respect that this 374 is in what? 1,000. And the highest place value is in hundreds of thousands. Just like you pronounce 374. All you now need to do is to put 1,000, 374,000. Alright, so let's go please. This is going to be 374,000. Good, we are done with this part. Remember, they are already operating in the 1,000 level. But these are 3 digits, so we have 374,000. Then come to this, 100, tens, and units. If I just give you a 3-digit number, already you know how to pronounce it. So just imagine I give you 926. How do you pronounce this number? 926. That is wonderful. 926. So just come and add it up here. 926. And you have written this number in words. This is our answer. 374,926. That is this number written in words. So you see how simple we do that. Is that okay? The truth of the matter is, if you understand what I've explained here already, you can actually write the number in words from here, even without stressing yourself doing this. But like I said, I will not get tired of showing you place values. You need that in your life a lot. Alright, let us move on to question number 2. Now we've got these 2 questions on the board, alright? Question 2 and 3. Question number 2. Write 70536,001 in words. Question 3 is about your friend. We are coming to that. Let's answer question 2 first. We have to write 70536,001 in words. So what we do, as usual, check the place values. Unit, tens, 100,000, 10,000, 100,000. After 100,000, you move on to another level of place value, which is million. So this 0 is million, unit of million. And then this 7 is 10 million. So you see, we've identified the place value of these digits, and the highest place value is 10 million. So I'm going to come over here and then fix up the place values. 10 million is still n. After that, you have million. We'll reduce it to units, This is 100,000, tens of thousand, thousand, hundred, tens, and unit. Then we're going to fix up these digits under their correct place values, starting with the unit side. So 1 is under unit. The first 0 here is under tens. The next one is under 100. 6 is under 1,000. 3 is under tens of thousand. 5 is under hundreds of thousand. This 0 with 7 there is under unit of million. That is million. And then 7 is under tens of million. This is incredible. Once you do this, you just smile. The next thing is to group the digits in 3, starting from the right hand side. Are you ready for that? Let's do that and see. 1, 2, 3. So there should be a comma here. 1, 2, 3. There should be another comma here. This is 1, 2. It's not up to 3 digits anymore, so you don't need to put any comma anywhere here. You leave it like that, the 2 digits. Now look at these place values we have here. We have million, we have thousand, and then hundred, tens, and units. So the operating place values are million, thousand, then our basic one, hundred, tens, and unit. Let's identify the groups. Okay, so 70 is under million, so in millions, okay? Which means whatever you pronounce here must go with million. Then 536 is in thousand. So whatever you pronounce here must go with thousand. Then of course, our hundred, tens, and units. Okay? Now let us do this and see how it goes. We have 70 under million. Just imagine I give you these 2 digits, 70. How do you pronounce it? You are correct. 70. 70. Therefore, this is going to be 70 million. Does that make sense? Then you move on. This is 536. You must take the 3 of them because these 3 digits are under the place value of thousands. So 536 is going to be what? The number, this 3 digits, 536. Can I hear you pronounce it? 536. That's good. It's going to go with what? 1,000. Then of course you complete with this. Let's write it down and see. 70 million. So in words, we are going to get 70 million. Good. We move on to the 1,000. There are 3 digits under 1,000 there. 536,000. Good. Then we're now left with this 100, tens, and unit. Under 100, the digit there is 0. Under tens, the digit there is 0. Now, this is one thing you should know. When 0 appears under 100 or tens, you don't pronounce the 0. Just use and for them. whenever 0 appears under the place value of tens of anything or hundreds of anything, you don't pronounce that 0. Rather, you simply say and. That is why if you remember in our fun time before we started this class fully, we have 101. We said the pronunciation is what? 101. And 1. You see the 0 under 10 there is and 1. So that's what we do here. And that would make me to tell you, if you have 001, it is simply pronounced 1. This thing is equal to 1. If you have 005, this is equal to 5. If you have 00, let's say 10 like this, this is equal to 10. These zeros, they are meaningless. If you come to writing numbers in words, you just pronounce them as and. So you have and 1. Is that clear? Okay, so let us see. It simply means that I'm going to conclude by saying and 1. And that is my answer. I have written this number, this figure, 70536,001 in words. It's actually 70,536,001. That is solution to question number 2. Let's move on to question 3. It's about a friend. Solution to question 3. Possibly your friend wants to go to the bank to withdraw some money, a huge amount of money, but maybe who knows, something somehow happened. Your friend does not know how to write this number in words. And you know what? When you go to the banking hall, if you go to the bank and you are filling a check, after you write the number in figure, you must write it in words. So your friend is now asking you to please help him out to write this number in words. How would you write it? The number is so large. Let us see what we do. As usual, identify the place values. Unit, tens, 100,000, 10,000, 100,000. Okay? Million, 10 million. Let's go again and see. Unit, tens, 100. 1,000, 10,000, 100,000. Million, 10 million, 100 million. After 100 million, you are done with the million place value. The next place value is billion. So this 2 is billion, which is unit of billion. 0 here is 10 billion, and this 1 is 100 billion. So the place value, the highest place value there is 100 billion. Wow, quite a large number. Okay, so we are going to start from that 100 billion and then bring down the place value to unit as usual. HB, then TB. After that, you have your billion. After that, you move down to 100 million. You have 10 million, million. After that, you move down to 100,000. You have the tens of thousand. You have the thousand, then 100, tens, and units. Let us now fix up these numbers quickly. Be fast in doing that. 4, 5, then 0, 8, 0, 0, 0, then 7. We have 6, 2, 0, and 1. Can we now group this in threes? 1, 2, 3. We have a comma here. 1, 2, 3. We have a comma here. 1, 2, 3, comma. So let us see how this goes. Let's identify the operating place values. This one is already in what? In billion. This 670 is in what? In million. This 3 digits is in what? In thousand. Then of course, your 100, tens, and units. Can we go and write this number in words and see? 102 is a 3-digit number under billions. And how we pronounce 102 is 102. So this becomes, in words, 102. Because it is under the place value of billion, you must attach that billion there. So that gives us 102 billion. We move on. 670 is 670. That's how you pronounce that 3-digit number. Is that also? So we move on. 670 million. Now after this, we have this thousand place value. This is 008. I told you already that when 0 appears in hundreds of any place value and in tens of any place value, you don't pronounce 0, you just use and there. Then under this thousand you have what? 8. Now 008 is equal to what? If I give you 008, I told you already what this thing is equal to. It is the same as 8. Because there is no decimal point here, no decimal point. This thing does not have decimal, just 008. So it is the same as 8. Is that okay? Which means that this 008 under 1000 is simply 8000. Okay, so if you choose to put and there, you can put it. If you don't want to, you can just say 8000. Okay, I'm going to write it in that way, 8000. If you want to say and 8000, the choice is yours. But I prefer it this way. Then we round it off with our 100 tens and unit. 054. 054 is the same as 54. So it's going to be and 54 because that's the ending part. And 54. And that is the answer. This is what you're going to write in your friend's bank check leaf in words. This number is actually 102,670,008,054. Remember I told you, in real-time solving of this, you may not need all these place values, as you may not need to write them out. Once you get to know the highest place value here, and you group them in threes, you can actually write the number in words without bringing out their place values out like this. We are done with how to write numbers in words. Go through, watch this video over and over again. Get prepared as we move on to how to write numbers and figures. So this time around, you are given a number in words, and then you are asked to write it in figures. That's the next thing we're going to do.